join me in welcoming the Hall of Fame induction class of 2019.
The 1991-1992 women's basketball team. This 1991-92 women's basketball team, under the direction of Hall of Fame head coach Dave Olmsted, posted a 22-6 overall record and an 11-1 mark in the Northwest Conference. The team went on to win a Northwest Conference championship and secure a berth in the NAIA National Tournament. While at the NAIA National Tournament, the Boxers defeated Tabor by a 71-56 margin. The victory is the first win by a Pacific women's basketball team in its program history. The team went on to set 4 single-season records, including three-point field goal percentage, free throws made, free throws attempted, and free throw percentage. Let us welcome the 1991-1992 women's basketball team, forever enshrined into the Pacific University Athletic Hall of Fame. To make a few remarks about the 91-92 women's basketball team.
My name is Keetok. Ray Ka, Kanak Jean Jackson, Yuasak. My English name is Jean Jackson. Ye Nakati, my moiety is Raven. Klinedi Ayahat, my clan is Klinedi Raven Dogson. Inukwanda, I am from Kalak. I introduced myself in my native language to show my respect to all of you and to this evening's event. Congratulations to our fellow Hall of Fame 2019 inductees. We're proud to stand alongside such fine collegiate athletes and share this evening with you. On behalf of the 91-92 Pacific Women's Basketball Team, I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame Committee for finding us worthy of such an honor. There are so many accomplished and deserving Pacific alumni athletes that I'm sure the selection committee had a very challenging task. We, however, are extremely grateful for your decision and humbled to think that our contributions to Pacific University and this great game of basketball are noteworthy enough to allow us to be a part of this prestigious Hall of Fame. At a young age, we learned that being an athlete in any sport requires significant sacrifices of time and energy, sacrifices that we were willing to make to be a Pacific athlete. And it didn't take us long to realize just how fortunate we were to be a part of a team like this. The women's basketball team transcended anything that it was ever supposed to accomplish. Our team won a lot of games and we had a lot of fun, but it was the life lessons we learned in the process that we can share with others. When I think back on that momentous year, I could see Leanne draining the three with her never-ending follow-through, Amy tearing it up on the post. As graceful as she was a post that would block any shot that came down her way. Brenda running the fast break and finishing with that very soft touch. Brandy rebounding and giving us those motivational words in the huddle. And of course, the all-important players that came off the bench, the supporting cast. You had to stay confident and positive, knowing that a team-first attitude would help propel us forward. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the visionaries, Coach Dave Olmsted and Gary Potras. I could still hear them as they came into the gym. It's time to go to work. Dave Olmsted, he knew that transforming his vision into reality would require us to learn every nuance of the game of basketball, his words, every nuance. And we needed to meet the physical and mindset challenges of the game. Our success was no accident. It was from everyone contributing towards a common goal. It was from hard work, from perseverance, and our determination to always be our best, whether we won or lost. So we stand here together, more resilient, more confident, passionate people because of our experiences we had at Pacific. We have learned to thrive on challenges and setbacks of our everyday lives. Each and every one of us have a lot to be grateful for. Families that provided us guidance and support, professors and coaches who taught us to work hard, and if we did, you can't lose. You really never know how your experiences will impact your life. Fortunately, ours brought us together at Pacific University. It's a place you could always call home. My native culture is built on respect and balance and love for one another. And it was imperative that I find a university with those same qualities, a team with those qualities. So after tonight, I encourage everybody to share with your sons, your daughters, nephews, your accomplishments, and just what being on this team has meant to you. Teach them the importance of family and being a part of something. Take this moment and continue that Pacific journey by passing on the importance of building one another up, inspiring younger people to be better, to be kinder, to be stronger. Tonight, for all the inductees, I have a cedar rose. This cedar, it was harvested in Prince of Wales, Alaska. It's a symbol of longevity and strength. Cedar is held in high esteem, for it's always given itself to us to sustain and enrich our lives. So my hope is this rose will be a visual reminder of this special night, a reminder of our memories together at Pacific and how it has enriched our lives, a reminder that we were and we are a part of something great. So on behalf of these lovely people, the 91-92 women's basketball team, we'd like to express our deepest gratitude for this very special recognition. It's an incredible honor and privilege, and we thank all of you for coming and sharing this moment with us. We will always reflect on it with great pride. Ganesh Chish Hawa, thank you.
Invite members of the 1991-92 women's basketball team to come to the stage to accept your flags. honoree, Patrick McKeethen. From 1972 to 1976, Patrick McKeethen established himself as one of the top runners in Pacific track history under the direction of Hall of Fame coach Jim Weber. Patrick went on to win the 1976 Northwest Conference title in the 880-yard run. Also in 1976, he was the NAIA district champion, runner-up in the 880-yard run. He later went on to finish fourth in the 800-meter run at the NAIA National Championships. To this day, Patrick still holds the Pacific School record in the 800-meter run and as the leadoff leg of the 4x400 meter relay team that he established back in 1976. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patrick McKeethen, forever enshrined into the Pacific University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Surprised all the emotions that ran through my body when I heard the news. And then I had to start to reflect upon how I got here. Because although I stand here alone, there was a lot of people that made this possible. I feel compelled to thank those people because it's just, you just can't get here by yourself. Now, I have to thank the board and committee that made that final vote, but I need to thank those people who put it in motion. Those people who thought enough of me to put my name in nomination. That started with Coach Jim Weber, but as his health dwindled, he sought assistance of one of my alumni buddies, Vance Brown, who helped Coach continue my name in nomination, and with the passing of Coach, Vance Brown continued to keep my name in nomination. Then there was a second person that I'm aware of to put my name in nomination. Quite surprised me. He has nothing to do with the track program. He was a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, a classmate of mine. He was actually a starting center on the basketball team. I remember seeing him play many times. I'm not sure he ever saw me run, but I don't know. His name is Howard Benton, and he seemed to take up the mantle and kept pushing my name forward. He seemed to take it on like a mission. Maybe it was a crusade to him. He just kept pushing. So both those gentlemen are here tonight, Vance Brown and Howard Benton, and I owe them both a great deal. A very big thank you for their efforts to help this cause. Now, the individual who is most responsible for me standing here is not here, and that would be the late Coach Jim Weber, himself, as I mentioned, an inductee in this Hall of Fame. Now, to say just what a vital role he played in me being here, I'm going to have to share a little background to set the stage so you can understand what he did for me. My record at Pacific, as much as I like to say it, was not all that great, except for an exclamation point at the very end. There was one weekend, one meet, that I had the opportunity to shine and separate myself, so to speak. But how did I get there is the big story. My senior year began, like many seniors, it's your last year, and after this year, organized sports is behind you. You're going to have to move on in life, get a job, focus on something else. So you tend to focus on the fact that whatever goals you had in sports, this is your last chance to do it. So I had my goals. It has happened to be the goals I had the previous year because I hadn't completed them yet. So I had some goals. I had two of them. I wanted to break 155.5 mile, and I needed to be a player in the Northwest Conference Championships because Coach Weber's goal for the team that year was to win the Northwest Conference. So the season started, and it was going quite well. Actually, it was going better than I was expecting. Before we even got to the Northwest Conference meet, I had already run 154 twice, goal number one down. Got to looking at the leaderboard, heading to the Northwest Conference, and I'm looking at it and realizing I'm probably the favorite. The meet went well. I won. And I have a new time of 1:53. I'm a happy camper. Got both of my goals down. Soon after that, the track season is over. School is out. My years at Pacific are over. I'm at home in my apartment, just sitting there in silence, no TV on, no radio on, just me and my thoughts, reflecting upon my 4 years at Pacific, reflecting on how horrible my freshman year was. I really performed horribly. The team actually was probably pathetic, probably the worst of us up there in the field. It was bad. My sophomore year, Coach Weber showed up and started to change things. As I recall, there was one athlete that he tended to give a little extra attention. I didn't really know what he was doing at the time. Later, I figured it out. Amongst his sorry group of athletes, he found what we'll call a diamond in the rough, and he was just polishing that diamond. At the end of the year, that individual had set a new school record in the high jump and had qualified for the national championships. His name was John Boyd. I think he's sitting up over there somewhere. What had transpired before us was Coach Weber was setting the standard for which we all needed to shoot. Things were changing. The next 2 years, Coach Weber kept building that team. In time, we went from the doormat at the Northwest Conference to my senior year. The whole goal was to win the Northwest Conference. And Coach Weber got us. We went down to the final event, the mile relay, before a winner was announced. It was awfully close. So as I reflected on that, and I was thinking about my own personal achievements, I realized that before I leave Pacific, I need to go talk to Coach Weber and thank him for those 3 years that he took us on a great run. So I popped up off that sofa, headed down to where I figured I could find him, because even though the season was over for me, Coach Weber was still working because there were 6 athletes that year who had qualified for the national championship, and I figured he would be in his office working. So I headed down there, and sure enough, he's in his office. I walk in, he's on the phone, so I wait for him to hang up, and I approach him a little closer, and I'm about to thank him, and before I can say anything, he says, "Patrick, you want to go to the national championship?" I was completely taken off guard by his question. I didn't really know what he was thinking. The qualifying standard for the national championship was 151.8. My goal for the year was 154, and I was quite happy to have 153, which is quite short of the qualifying standard. So I'm trying to figure out what he's really thinking. But I did notice right quickly that just a few moments ago, I was thinking my college career running was over, and he's about to offer me another chance to run. So I said yes. And I realized he was busy, so I left and went back to my apartment. And as I'm walking out of there, I'm trying to realize what had just happened. And I realized I'm going to get an opportunity to go run with the big dogs. Well, it didn't turn out to be that simple. The track program that Jim Weber had really changed things. My freshman year, I already mentioned that track team, nobody went to the national championships. My sophomore year, John Boyd set the standard for what was to come, and he went to the national championships. The next year, another gentleman went to the national championships. Now, I'm not sure how the athletic department was budgeting these things, but the first year, Coach went with John Boyd. The second year, the funds were a little shaky, so the athlete had to go by himself. So this year, Coach Weber is going to go ask for funds for 7 athletes. So he did, and the athletic director decided to fund the 6 athletes to qualify for the national championships, but he didn't see any reason to pay for me to go. Coach Weber's rationale, he wouldn't buy it. So Weber had money for 6 athletes to go to the national championships and take himself. Apparently, Coach Weber didn't like that. I'm not sure what he was thinking, but I'm kind of thinking that he must have had a plan for me, because he made a very bold move right then. He decided to leave one of the athletes behind who had qualified for the national championships and take me instead. Now, the individual he left behind had just defended his Northwest Conference title in the high jump, had just set the school record in the high jump that still stands today, and was the athlete that went the year before. Now, my goals for the year was 154, and I got his goals were probably a lot different than mine. His goals was probably relying upon shooting to get back to the national championships and doing better than he did before. His name was Mike Gordon, and I kind of have some insight into his thinking because he was my roommate. I can only imagine his disappointment when Coach Weber sat him down and shared that decision he had. Now, Mike, he took it in stride, better than you could imagine. When we started having alumni track reunions, first one, Mike was there. He's been a regular attendee ever since. And the place you will find Mike usually is hanging out with Coach Weber. Him like to talk a lot of track, that little technical high jump stuff. I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I just one foot in front of the other and run. But Mike was quite a stand-up guy. He called me a couple of weeks ago, knowing I was about to have my day here, and he wants to apologize to me because he can't make it. He says as much as he wants to come, he can't make it. So I asked him about Coach's decision after all these years, and the man quickly responds, Coach made the right decision. So if you think about how I got to the national championships, I owe Mike a great deal because it was him who earned that slot to the national championships that I got to go on. Now you might be thinking I was pretty lucky, maybe really lucky, but I look at it differently because if I look at it, I think I was blessed. I was blessed that Jim Weber was my coach. I was blessed that I had a coach who believed that I was a better athlete than I ever imagined. I had a coach who believed that given the opportunity to perform on the big stage, that I would come up with the performance of a career. I had a coach who was able and willing to push the envelope to ensure that I got an opportunity to perform at a level I never had ever dreamed of. And he learned lessons about myself that I carried with me the rest of my life. Now, Coach Weber is not here, and I would love to have shared this night with him because this award is as much his as it is mine. If he was here, I'd probably do what I did at every of those track reunions. I'd be looking to shake his hand one more time, thank him one more time, and give him a big hug. Coach Weber was truly an outstanding individual. So although I can't do and share this with him, what I plan to do whenever I have the opportunity is to share what a truly outstanding individual and coach that he was. Thank you.
Miranda. Randy and Yancy McNeely. Miranda was one of the most dominant pitchers in Pacific history from 2007 to 2010. She earned all Northwest Conference honors all 4 years. Her efforts saw her also earn National Fast Pitch Coaches Association All West Region honors in 2008. While in Pacific, she set 5 career records at the conclusion of her playing career. She established career records for wins with 59, complete games with 55, shutouts with 21, strikeouts with 271, and innings pitched with 472. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Randy and Yancy McNeely, forever enshrined into the Pacific University Athletic Hall of Fame.
I've got a bit of laryngitis, so I'm not going to talk for very long because it will just get cracky and gross. I just wanted to start with a story. Back in the fall of 2006, so 13 years ago, I sat where many of you sit right now. I was a freshman at Pacific at my very first Hall of Fame, and I was so inspired by those that were up on the stage at the time. It was such a moving night. At the end of that night, I talked to my coach, Tim Hill, and I said, Tim, I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame one day, and I want you to be there. And unfortunately, he can't be here because he's in Maui. But when being able to tell him that we had made it, wasn't just me, but him as well, it was so gratifying. It just shows that when you work hard and, towards your dreams and your goals, that they really do come true. So I hope to inspire some of you that are sitting in your seats there today to really put in that extra effort, and that one day you'll be on the stage up here with us too. But I just want to do a couple quick thank yous while I'm up here before I lose my voice all the way. I want to start off by saying thank you to all of my teammates. A pitcher is only as good as her defense makes her look good. My best friend Stephanie is here. She was our center fielder, and she made a lot of awesome catches that made me look good. Of course, my catchers, Caitlin and Jordan, they put in all the extra work with me. I can't pitch to myself, so I really owe a lot of credit to them for helping me out. Our coaches, Paul and Dennis are here today. I'm so happy to see them. Tim Hill, I really wish he could be here. He's the best coach. It was because of him that I worked so hard. I always wanted to do my best for him, and so I owe him so much credit for everything. I also want to do a quick thank you to my family. A lot of them are here today, and I wouldn't be here without them. My kids are here. If you hear any small children making weird noises, it's definitely But yes, anyways, I'm going to conclude it here. But thank you all for being here, and thank you to Ken and Danny as the product, and for the committee. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
His teams recorded 328 wins, the third most among all boxer coaches. He helped guide the Boxers to the 2012 Northwest Conference Championship, which was Pacific's first since 1979. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pacific University Athletic Hall of Fame.
I look pretty bad, don't I? I had back surgery about 3 weeks ago. Didn't work very well. I had another procedure done yesterday. That didn't work very well. So I'm up here doing the best I can. I appreciate you being here because being here gives me a shot of inspiration. To be honest with you. That's not part of my written remarks, that's just off the cuff. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start my speech with a thank you to the Hall of Fame Committee. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Some of you are on the Hall of Fame Committee. Tough question I'm asking, very tough. I'm honored to be only the second baseball coach who's been honored with this award, and I really appreciate it. I would like to thank our retiring AD. If he makes it all the way to spring, you can make it all the way to spring, hopefully. Good shooting. Thank you very much again for all your support over the years. Really appreciate it. You have a retirement party coming up sometime? Oh my. Oh my. Okay. I also thank some other people in my life who have done a great job supporting me over the years. It's hard to see these people doing it every day, but there are times during a season where you have some good times and hard times. It's hard for a family member to understand what those hard times are and how the reaction sometimes is to head coach. So I really want to thank all my family members. I have 3 of my 4 children here. 2 of them play for me. Donnie, the last one, played for me, the youngest in the family. The oldest in the family, Kyle, played for me also here at Pacific. They both were all conference people, did a great job, and were good role models too. Sometimes they didn't like the things that their father told them. Sometimes they thought he might be picking on them, but no, nobody was ever picking on them, just trying to make them better. My daughter, who Megan wound up doing a bunch of organizational stuff, you know what she really liked doing the best though? Driving the Gator. Not getting anything out of the Gator, but driving the Gator. She loves to do that. My 4th child is in his 40s, actually. 40 exactly. Brian, he lives in Germany, is at the Adidas headquarters there, and does a great job for them. I'd also like to thank some other people who are here tonight. I have 2 brothers who are from San Diego, Bart and Randy, and their children, their family, Victoria, and Julia, and Shane. Thank you guys for coming up and being part of this. I really appreciate it. Last is my wife. Now this is kind of a tough one. We aren't very emotional sometimes with each other. Well, we are sometimes. Well, I'm going to give you the wrong impression. Anyway, my wife is, I met her, well, we met her junior in high school, Pasadena, California high school. And we've been married 30 years, and this is about the 49th year that we are here together, 49 years later. That's kind of an amazing story. So I really appreciate everything you do. I get emotional. You're the rock of my world, and I love you. Thank you. This is page 1. There is one thing, though, that I did not mention about my daughter. She went to the Oregon State University and had 2 degrees. The Oregon State University. Okay, I'll just mention it because he knows what I'm talking about. Also want to thank a couple other people that come. Brooks' brother, Bobby, came from Salt Lake City, and nephew Mitchell came from Seattle. So there's a lot of people coming to show up to see me do this, and hopefully it's going to be a celebration for everybody. Okay. Yeah, the next part is kind of hard too, but I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. It was a few years ago, actually 10 years ago. And it has really changed the things that I'm able to do. Just to educate you a little bit, you know somebody's had that portion of the disease or has it. It's a tough one sometimes to deal with, and it's one that I like people to understand what's going on with some people. It's a movement disorder disease, slow progressing, doesn't happen overnight, slowly creeps up on you. Some symptoms are tremors, stiff, rigid, posture problems, voice problems, balance issues, and lack of facial expression. So those are things that happen to different degrees to different people. It's all individualized. It's a very difficult disease because you have an understanding of what's happening to you. You can see it on a daily basis, but you can't stop it. You can try to do some things to alleviate it sometimes, slow it down, but unfortunately there's no cure for it. There's nothing that, no magic wand that can wave over you and say, here's a hope that's going to be solved and you're going to be able to be as good as you're working forward. The interesting thing is when I was diagnosed was back in March 21st, I believe, 2008. And when I found out the diagnosis, what the doctor was telling me, it was kind of one that I wound up being a little stunned for a while. Wasn't real sure what was going on and why and all that type of stuff. And then we had a game later that day against Whitman here at Pacific. And that day we wound up winning the game 23-0. Highest margin that I ever won a game in all my years here. And it was a lot of mixed feelings at the end of that game. Obviously real happy for the team and what happened, with some question marks as far as what was going to happen with myself and what was going to happen with my family as a result of that particular disease. So it was a real interesting emotion. I remember after the game was over, I walked out to the outfield fence and kind of looked around and looked at the field and kind of got the full scope of what was going on around me. And it was enlightening as far as what the future would be and what could be done at that time. So that's my education with you as far as Parkinson's, just so you understand some things of that. All right, I'm down to 2. I got 3 more to go. Okay, this time what I'd really like to do is, I know I have a lot of people that have shown up here. I mentioned my family, there's other people here, players, friends, acquaintances, all those kind of things. Any of the players that are here that I've coached you, please stand up real quickly if you recognize. Thank you very much. They look exactly as they did when they played you. No, they don't. All right, the assistant coaches that are here. Assistant coaches, Mike, please stand up now. You recognize? I'm just going to mention 2 guys. We had great assistants throughout the year. 2 guys kind of stuck around longer than others and had to do some things that maybe they didn't even think they were going to do when I hired them. That's John Barnes and Kevin Loving. Please stand up, John and Kevin. Somebody to be an assistant here at Pacific or any other D3 school for 10 years, something really worked. It takes a lot to give up some family situations, you give up time-wise, the pay is not all that great, and you wind up having some things change in your family you have to adjust to. So for being able to do that many years is absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys very much. Okay, that is phase 3. Okay, one other thing I'd like to recognize is the guy that took over for me, Coach Billings. You have 3 assistants of mine now, currently, don't you? Coach Treadway, Coach Kachek, and Coach Schwartzma. I get that? Okay. Never got it right. Never going to get it right ever again. So anyway, got 3 assistant coaches that are ex-players of mine, and I know he's had some great success. They wound up being second last year. Coach, I'm looking forward to another good year. Go Boxers. values, beliefs, and lifelong learning lessons that people can use in the future. It's hard to do that, and to do that the right way and keep everything in perspective. But there's things you can do to try to make that hopefully work out the best you possibly can make it work out. Give you an example. In baseball, you get a one-loss record. We'll say 19-19 for a regular overall year. That would be a good record. Not fantastic, but a good record. But I don't think that's a record that reflects what your job is as a coach. Because those people do not leave 19-19 and their life doesn't stop. That's a point that you look at this time, that's where they finished. 1919. What changed that? A lot of things changed that. If you can wind up keeping track of who goes to graduate school, who gets the job they worked out for, that they majored in, who wound up falling in love, who got married, who started their own families, who became great community members. Those are things that don't happen those times that they're here. They happen in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years after. That changes that 1919 record. That's success. That should give them some lifelong lessons they use. Maybe they didn't understand why it happened, but it gave them some success. So that 1919 one-loss record tells you one indication of what you've done as a coach. What happens overall after that time gives you a better indication of what you did as a coach. So win-loss records are important, yes, but what people do with those beliefs, faiths, values, life learning lessons is the key to coaching, I think. And I think it's reflected by what we got quality bodies out of these guys. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, players, for helping me do that. Okay. Obviously, on page 4, the blue platform, in there. I love Pacific. I really do. And I love it for a variety of reasons. I cannot give you one or two certain statements that give me an indication of why I love this. The reason I do is a combination of many little things that have happened. It's many people working together that care about what you're doing here. It's also an upbeat attitude of people with a shared vision for the future. Most of all, it's the quality of the student athletes that come to Pacific. They are the type of people that wind up giving you a chance to help them be better, teach them some things you think are important in life, and maybe have a little success along the way. And if you have that quality person in front of you, why wouldn't you love Pacific? I love because the guys here that are players did a great job of not just being a baseball player, but being a human being, being somebody that's willing to learn and to become better, and that's something I really appreciate. Thank you guys for doing that for me. Okay, page 5. Not page 6 over there. Okay, I cannot end this speech without giving you one thing that I think I could have improved and been better with as a coach. Yeah, this is to the players primarily, maybe the assistant coaches too, because they probably question this from time to time also. The question is, why did I spend so much time designing and spending time, allocating time during practices to conditioning? Let me say right now, I want to take this opportunity, it's right in front of me, so I know it's true. I want to take this opportunity to apologize to all my former players for the massive amount of conditioning and time allocated for conditioning. I know that for some of them this was not the most appreciated practice information, even though they did go to the practice plan that was posted and said, what's conditioning today? How long do we have to do it? So I know they were concerned about it, but I don't want to apologize. I see it seems too excessive. Started with the very first practice of the year. We had 5 practices, and do 45 minutes of agility, so station to station, hustling. I apologize for that. That was great. We also did something called shuttle run. Shuttle run. This was something I had to go back and forth, 30 yards, touching the line, they were penalized. We didn't finish in 60 seconds. the whole team had to become Lions. I really apologize. That was terrible. Also been thrilled, and I know that some other people here that actually played for me at Sunset High School, she's out there, they can remember. It was outlandish. It's called Ace in the Basket. Ace in the Basket. You run out and put a ball in a glove that's lying 20 feet ahead of you. You go back up there, pick up another ball, put the next glove that's 30 feet ahead of you, 40, 50, you come back, you pick roll up. One at a time, one at a time, one at a time. It was terrible. I don't know how I came up with that. That's how I had it. I just want to say to all you players, you assistant coaches are probably thinking it's crazy. Why were you doing that stuff? I don't know why I did it. I apologize to every one of you that had to go through this. I really do. Just kidding. I love it. Thank you very much.
Our next Hall of Fame category will be Comedy Hour, sponsored by Greg Bradley. We love you, Coach. I'd also like to take a moment to thank a few group of people who have made all this great night possible. I'd also like to extend a special thanks also to our Hall of Fame Selection Committee, our Pacific University Homecoming Committee, Bon Appetit for its delicious dinner prior to tonight's induction ceremony, and our Office of University Advancement here at Pacific. Thank you for your help. Please give them a round of applause. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, please join me one more time in applauding and welcoming Patrick, Miranda, Greg, and the 1991-92 women's basketball team into the Pacific University Athletic Hall of Fame.